Welcome everybody back to the live stream. This is the third off-season live stream we've done for the Jayhawks series. Pretty excited to get into this one. We actually just had our best season, thankfully. It started out a little rough, but we'll go over the schedule and all of that, as you guys know, as we get into the live stream. So, finished the year 8-5 with an excellent win against a top 25 opponent in Washington here in the Alamo Bowl. We actually dominated them, as you can see, 51-24. It really wasn't even close. Once we hit about midway through the third quarter, we just kind of took over and ran away with it. I'm just really excited and happy with that performance from this team. We're level 16. Haven't showed you guys too much of the upgrading process. It doesn't really have too much importance on the game, at least in my opinion right now, because all I upgrade right now is recruiting. Haven't really touched the game management or anything like that. I probably honestly could have just left this and just not upgraded it at all, and I would have been completely fine. But it happens sometimes. You know, you make the wrong upgrades. You can't really do too much about it. Top 25, though, to end the year. Well, actually, we'll do top 25 after we simulate into the next bowl week. It should be one more week. Yeah, we should have one more week to go. Yeah, we'll go end of bowl season, and then once we get there, we'll look at everything that happened, and we'll see how everything's going for our roster, and you know who all's leaving us this year. We got some big names leaving, some pretty big shoes to fill, but you know I hope the guys that we bring in can take over for them. Not 100% sure if they can, but we'll have to go with it. You know, you never exactly know what's going to happen. But, let's see here. Still simulating. It's taking its sweet time to get into this second week for the bowl season. I got some big plans that I'll probably post a video about for the next few years of this Jayhawks series. Some new ideas that I haven't really implemented in the past few years of this challenge or in this Dynasty mode. Hopefully you guys will look forward to that. And I've got some good news at the end of this live stream that I'll probably announce too. It's a cool idea in my opinion, but nothing too crazy. We got to update the record books now. We should. So yeah, Devin Neal breaking the school record for touchdowns in a season, rushing touchdowns that is. 22. The former record was 17. Excellent way to end his career here. Or he might be a junior. I'm not exactly sure if he's a junior or not. I think he's a junior. I think he should have one more year left. We'll see in a second. Let's go ahead and start out and look at everything that went on in the bowl season. We should have, yeah, obviously, you know, this is week 1. We don't want to see that. We would like to see bowl season. Anything crazy or interesting going on around here. I mean, Penn State is down here in the Little Caesars Bowl. How the mighty have fallen. Let's see what this thing says. It says my bit rate is a little bit lower than we need it to be. Not exactly sure how to change that, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it seems like it's fine. Alright, we're good. Nobody in the live stream yet, but I'm sure somebody will join in here in a little bit. We got Oklahoma State all the way down here at 7-6. They did take on Utah, and they beat them pretty handedly, 42-28. Just trying to see if there's anything interesting that we should have looked out for. I mean, UAB is top 25. They finished 10-3 on the year. Down here, Georgia takes on Ohio State, and they get dominated 38-16. I did not see that coming. USC beats Nebraska, only by a touchdown, though. Nebraska is low-key pretty good in this universe, so ain't like real life. In Tulane, 11-2 on the year. They only lose to TCU by 5. Man, what a game by Tulane right there. What a game. Alabama takes down Army 59-7. Oklahoma 49-34. over Florida. Texas takes down Notre Dame 28-19. Good game there. It looked like a rivalry matchup again, and they took each other on in the Orange Bowl. Not a bad game there. That was the old Texas is back matchup, I'm pretty sure, back in the day. Clemson is the national championship this year. I hate to say it as a Carolina fan, but they take down LSU 31-24 in what looked like maybe a legendary matchup. Let's see when the last touchdown was scored. It was kind of legendary. They scored, it wasn't a game winner by Clemson, but they were just up by 2 scores, and they held LSU to 1 touchdown in that last little bit. Not going to go through every team's season, obviously, but I will go through our season again. Final top 25, you've got it here. Clemson, TCU, Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, Tulane, LSU, Michigan, Oklahoma, Florida State rounds out the top 10. Then we go Georgia, USC, Miami, Missouri, Maryland, Rice, UAB, Notre Dame, Miami, Florida. 2 Miamis in the top 25. Miami, Ohio is 13-1. Crazy to hear that, but then we got Florida down here. So the state of Florida is doing pretty good. They got Florida and Miami here. And we'll count Miami, Ohio to be in Florida too. But anyways, Miami, Florida, Southern Florida, Nebraska, Washington, and Kansas. Your Jayhawks finally scratched the top 25 here to end season 3. Man, 314 total votes, and for the first time in this series, we are ranked. What a thing to see. What an amazing, man, that's crazy. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. Oh. Gotta keep that in the record books right there. I mean, come on now. We are top 25. I did not expect to see us. I mean, we did take down Washington, and they were 17th. I'm not exactly sure how we took them down, and they're, still ranked higher than us. But I'll take it. I will take it. There it is. Kansas 8-5. Top 25. Ranked 24th in the country. What a year it was for the Jayhawks. Troy is right there underneath us with the 25th spot. Then we've got, let's see who all dropped out. Yeah, Mississippi State, Pittsburgh, and Georgia Southern all fell out. I imagine they all lost their bowl games if I had to guess what was going on with that. That rounds out the top 25. We'll go ahead and look around at the conference standings, see who all did the best this year. I know we finished 3rd in our division. Very good record for us. Really had no chance against these 2 teams right here. They were dominant all year long. Division B, we would have dominated. TCU was the only team that was really good. So overall in the Big 12, we finished 4th? Yeah, we finished 4th, and it really wasn't that close behind us. I mean, a lot of those teams we were able to beat pretty handily. I mean, Baylor and SMU, 2 pretty decent teams, weren't even able to crack the 3-win mark. So the Big 12 might have just been really nice this year. Ohio State, as expected, they jump in at that number 1 spot here in the Big 10. You got Michigan and Maryland behind them. Maryland's a little surprising there. They had a great season, 10-3 on the year, ranked 15th. They were probably ranked a little higher than that at some point. Indiana, Penn State, Michigan State, and Purdue is struggling way down there at 2-10. They only won 1 conference game. Nebraska over there in the Legends category, 10-4, and after that it was pretty bad. You got Wisconsin, and then the next best was 3-win Northwestern. They won 3 conference games, but they didn't win a single other game, and they're better than 6-7 Iowa as far as conference stand. Man, that's crazy. CUSA, we don't really care too much about them, but you got Rice, who had a great season, 16th overall. Tulane had a great season, number 6 overall. I didn't realize they were that high. You couldn't see the ranking, which would have been right. Let's see if I can. Right here. I was in front of it. Sorry about that. Florida Atlantic, UAB, and Tulsa rounds out the CUSA. Independence, I only have Notre Dame in there. 18th ranked, 9-4 season is not too bad for Notre Dame. Miami, Ohio, we saw earlier. Pretty massive season for them. 13-1. 9-0 overall. Yeah, we glad we're not playing them. I feel like we get upset against Miami, Ohio, but hey, maybe I'll schedule them as a high-ranked team next year just to get a win. Going into the Mountain West Conference, though, you've got Nevada, Air Force, Fresno State, San Diego State, and UNLV. The Las Vegas Rebels there with a nice season. 8-4 is respectable. Pac-12, let's see, USC, Washington, Utah, Stanford, California. Oregon 7-6 on the year. They had a struggle this year, it looks like, and man, I didn't expect to see that, and I didn't expect to see UCLA, Arizona all the way down here. I mean, Oregon State you expect, but not Oregon and Colorado and all these. Pac-12 looked like they had themselves a bad year. SEC wise, you got Georgia, LSU, Missouri, Alabama, Florida, and South Carolina is way down here at 4-8. Wonder who their coach is. They fired Shane Beamer last year, and look at that. One of their few games they won was in overtime against Eastern Carolina. They got dominated a couple other games. They lost to Rice, so Rice might be legit, or this Carolina team's just that bad. They did beat Vandy, and they did beat Auburn, but they only lost to Clemson by 2, so I'll take that. A few of these games were pretty close. Yeah, a lot of their losses were just by a touchdown or so. So what, you got 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses, 4, 5. So yeah, 5 of their, 8 losses were all by 1 possession or less. So as a Gamecock fan, that's not too bad. I mean, you obviously like to get a win, but you gotta start somewhere if you're getting a new coach every year, it seems like. But yeah, before I go on, I know the stream was supposed to start at 8. I was actually out doing something, so I didn't get home till around 9, as you guys know. I went ahead and started the live stream a little bit late. I didn't have the chance to warn you guys, but, you know, it worked out in the end. Hopefully you guys will still be able to catch some of this, and hopefully you guys will join me on this live stream, or at least, you know, see it afterwards. I do post all of these onto my actual YouTube page, so I'm going to post about the live stream real quick on my Instagram. That way, if anybody's out there and wants to see it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and set that there. Put it on my story. Yeah, if you guys don't know what my Instagram is, you always know they're down in the description. Instagram and Twitter. And like I said, I have an announcement to make that it's not 100% set up yet, but I'm pretty excited to actually show you guys what I've got planned for that. But anyways, let's continue. Enough of South Carolina. We're the Jayhawks head coach. I mean, don't really matter for us. We didn't look at the ACC. It don't really matter. ACC ain't nothing, are they? Heisman Trophy goes to Tulane running back senior. Looks like maybe a 94 overall. Ty J. Spears. Nice numbers for him in that bowl game. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 receiving yards. DJ Uiagalelei, or however his name is pronounced, he is second place there at a 99 overall. Kendall Milton for Georgia, a running back, is a junior, 91 overall. Spencer Rattler, still at Oklahoma, 99 overall senior. He did finish 4th overall. So, hey, maybe next year's our chance to take down Oklahoma. They're losing their starting quarterback who's been here all his career. And then Blake Corum out of Michigan is in that final spot there. All-Americans, let's see if we had anybody. I think we'll maybe hopefully at least have 1 player, I'd imagine. We didn't have anybody on the first team, maybe second team. Okay, we have a few guys on the second team. Cornell Wheeler, junior middle linebacker. And did I see someone else up here? No, I must have been seeing things. Edwin White Schultz, junior free safety, or strong safety, excuse me, takes home the All-American second team there. All-NCAA, that is. We didn't have anybody for the freshman team, obviously. Will Shipley does make it right here as a junior for Clemson on the All-ACC team. We really only care about the Big 12 team. Devin Neal, All-Big 12 first team. And then we also got Cornell Wheeler and John Quay Lewis. Not quite sure how Edwin White Schultz didn't make the first team, but I imagine he made the second team. Trevor Cardell will be back. That's going to be huge for next year. He's a junior, so he has another year of eligibility. And, yeah, Edwin White Schultz does manage to make it onto the second team for the Big 12. Let's see now here. Championship contenders, where do they have us sitting at right now for next season? Let's see. So right about now, we're ranked 24th, as we all saw. They are projecting us to go 34th, 37th, and 20th. That's a big leap down, though. That's about 10 spots down is where they project us to go. Award winners, Maxwell, I believe, just goes to probably about the best player in college football. Ty J. Spears takes that one home. I don't really expect to win any of these. Best running back goes to Ty J. Spears. I'm assuming this is best defensive player or best linebacker goes to Kevin Hooper. Then best lineman, I believe, maybe goes to Alfred Collins. Do we have anybody even up here? Nobody on that one. O'Brien we did have, which is, it looks like, is the best running back. Devin Neal takes home the 9th spot there. Nice season from him. Biletnikoff Award, we do not have anybody. That goes to Trayshawn Holden. So that's a little disappointing that we haven't had any big names. No tight end in that Mackey Award. Best center, nobody there. Do we even have anybody else nominated? Interested to see if we do. It looks like we don't. Not a single guy is nominated outside of Devin Neal getting that 9th spot. Man, that's unfortunate, but you can't win them all. Not even the best return man. No, we didn't really have a great return team this year. That's all right. That's all right. I'll take an 8-5 productive season over getting a bunch of awards and going 4-8. Bowl season, nobody from our team won any player of the week. I feel like maybe we should have had Conrad Hawley in there. Maybe we got to go back up here. Conference championship, maybe? No, they have different. Let's see. Nobody on here. Two Big 12 players, but let's see if anybody made player of the week for the Big 12 any of the weeks. I would hope we at least have one. Okay, there we go. Demarion Alexander, John Quay Lewis, 2 weeks in a row. Okay, we had 2 guys there. And that looks like it's going to be about it for us. Yeah, that's all it's going to be for us this year as far as players of the week. And we saw all the bowl results earlier in that when we went through all the games. And here we go, getting into the nitty-gritty. Stephen Parker, I'm going to have to go back through and I'm going to have to watch every game because I do not remember Stephen Parker throwing a pass. 1 of 1, 12 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, I just don't remember him throwing that pass. Conrad Hawley, though, 238 yards, 238 completions, 360 attempts. He finished with a little over 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. Sophomore quarterback, 77 overall, or 79 overall. Hopefully he at least hits 80 next year. I mean, obviously, he most likely will at least go up 1 point, so he's probably got 80 locked down. But, man, something about those interceptions. You just got to get those interceptions down. Yeah, 21 interceptions, 27 touchdowns on the year. Maurice Butler, though, 86 of 119, 909 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. So he had about a 40% ratio when it came to interceptions. And, man, that was some rough times there. We did not have the greatest starting quarterbacks this year for this Jayhawks first few weeks. Maurice Butler struggled. Conrad Hawley came in. He did struggle, but, he finally got into his groove late in the year. Devin Neal, 336 yards, 1,405 yards attempts, I keep saying yards whenever I mean attempts. And what's up, Mr. Graves? Welcome in to the live stream. We just got done talking about all the awards and stuff. Now we're just going to be going through the roster and all the stats that happened this year. Devin Neal, as we mentioned earlier, broke the record, 22 touchdowns in a season at Kansas. The last one was 17. And, yeah, that was a big get for Devin Neal. He's a junior. He's got 1 more year. Possibly he jumps up 5 and hits 90 overall. Don't know for sure, but that'd be best case scenario. Welcome to the live stream. Somebody else jumped in here. Nice to see you guys. I was just telling Mr. Graves right there, we just got done going through the awards. If you want to know anything about a certain award and you didn't get to catch it, you can go back in the live stream or just type it in the comments. I'm more than willing to go back to it and check it out for you. But we didn't really have anybody too special this year. We only had one guy actually qualify in the top 10 for an award. Devin Neal got 9th place for the best running back. So, I mean, still a good spot to be 9th best running back in the country. Not a bad place to be for a junior, 85 overall. Conrad Hawley, we saw late in the season, he finally started getting of his own when it came to running. 77 attempts, 250 yards. Only had 1 rushing touchdown, but he really helped us win some games late in the year with his legs. Maurice Butler, all I can really say about him is he was an okay runner. We know his passing stats. I mean, not good at all. 4 touchdowns to 10 interceptions is what we just saw. And all I can say is he was an above-average runner during his time as the starter. We'll go through each individual game and talk about them a little bit more in depth. Amari Pesic-Hickson, another junior running back, 12 of 37 on the year. Didn't really see too much offense because obviously Devin Neal is our starter for pretty much the whole year. Receiving-wise, this is where we're going to be taking our biggest hit. Luke Grimm, 76 for 12, 80, and 6 touchdowns. Trevor Cardell, 63, 685, and 6 touchdowns. Stephen McBride, 66, 40, and a touchdown. And I didn't even realize Tristan Gollely had 7 touchdowns on the year. He didn't have a lot of catches, 44 catches for 630 yards, but 7 on the year is a great job from him. James Smith, 27, 314, and 3 touchdowns. Devin Neal showed some impact in the passing game. Not the greatest pass catcher out of the backfield, but 26, and as I just changed tabs for whatever reason, 26, 162, and no touchdown. Yeah, Luke Grimm really carried this offense. A lot of those games, you know, we're down by a few touchdowns. I was just hoping and launching it down there, hoping Luke Grimm was down there somewhere. Like he had so many big plays. As you can see, he had the second longest touchdown of the year, 62 yards. Tristan Gollely with 68. I don't remember that 68 yarder, but you know, I'm sure it was in one of the games this year. Will Huggins, 13 for 37, tight end converted fullback. He took one for the team, and he had a very productive season for it. Not a lot of volume, but 4 touchdowns when we needed him the most is really big. Amari Pesic-Hickson, 8 for 74. Bryson Gay, Ryan Hart, both freshman tight ends. They each had 1 touchdown and a few catches each. Donnell Harris, another freshman receiver, who hopefully can come back next year and get some big playing time. I pray he does not transfer because we really need him to come in next year. Trevor Wilson, kind of feel bad for him. He was a big player in the last few years, but he really fell out of rotation this year, his last year on the team. He had 1 45-yard touchdown. Last year, as you can see, he was one of our better receivers. 60 catches, 660 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Man, that's a big drop from him. And Tywan Berryhill apparently had 1 catch as well. That, just like Steven Parker apparently had a pass. I don't remember that happening. I don't remember our defensive lineman getting a catch either, or our linebacker getting a catch. So if you guys remember any games this year where we had a linebacker catch a pass, I mean, apparently it was on the same play because 1 catch for 12 yards and 1 pass for 12 yards. If you guys remember that, you must have some great memory because I do not remember that at all. Like, at all. Blocking, not many things there we can go over. Excuse me. Edwin White Schultz finished the year 80 tackles, 75 solo, 5 assisted, 5 for loss. Not a bad ratio for him. I don't think I pulled a fake punt, but even if I did, I wouldn't imagine we'd have the defense on the field for that. It would probably be like the punter or something throwing it. Maybe we had like a trick play or something that put our defense into the game. I don't remember exactly ever throwing the ball with Steven Parker. Like I said earlier in the live stream, I really want to go through all the games and just see when that happened, because I don't know if that ever happened, and if the game might just be tweaking. We don't know. I have no idea. Never seen that happen before, and man, I don't know. But get back to the defensive stats. Cornell Wheeler, 67 total tackles, 61 solo, 6 for assisted, 14 total tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. He's going to be back next year. Expect big things out of him. He had 1 forced fumble, and he recovered it himself. So, I mean, good year for Cornell Wheeler, junior linebacker. Romello Dotson, another guy we can expect to have back. 55 tackles, 53 solo, 2 assisted, 10 tackles for loss. He did have an interception. And I'm not going to go through all of these guys, but we'll go through the top few. John Quay Lewis, 52 tackles, 7 for loss, and 3 interceptions. Great year for him as a junior. We're losing a lot of offensive firepower, but our defense, for the most part, is fairly safe. We do miss out or lose Deuce Mayberry, which we're going to miss him a lot. Peace out, man. He had a great year for us last year. Not as good this year, but, you know, he's one of our better, more veteran guys. Provides a lot of leadership. 35 tackles, 2 for loss. No sacks this year, but he did have the 3 interceptions, which came in clutch. Jacoby Bryant as well with 3 interceptions, and Donovan Gaines had 1 himself. Trey Staley, right outside linebacker, had 1 interception. Let's see who had the most sacks. Looks like Caleb Taylor, 79 overall. Left end gets 9 sacks on the year. No interceptions for him, unsurprisingly. Defensive line, we need you to pick up the interceptions a little bit. Keyshawn Brown had 5 sacks. Steven Parker had 6. And Keenan Caldwell had 4. These guys really didn't have a lot of tackles because, let's just be honest, our defense wasn't that great this year. They were letting a lot of stuff get through. Let's see if I can go over. And, yeah, let's go to kicking. Jacob Orsia only took 15 attempts, 9 of 15. After that excellent year last year, did drop off, if I'm being honest, but he's graduating. We've got a good guy coming in that I'm fairly confident in, coming in as a freshman to be the kicker for the future. So, Jacob Orsia, you had a great year last year. You struggled this year and your first year, but you can't really blame him. We did put him in a lot of difficult situations. Punting-wise, we're also going to be losing Reese Vernon. And that's going to be a big hit from us because he did give us a lot of great field position situations there. No touchdowns on kick returns this year. Stephen McBride, 21 returns for 648 yards. And punt returns, 20 for 217 and no touchdowns. And Taiwan Berryhill also apparently returned a punt. Apparently this guy was just everywhere on the field. I never noticed. Did he return a kick? Okay, he didn't. I knew he didn't return a kick. But when did he return a punt? We didn't block a single punt. I know that. I have no idea when that happened. I'm going to have to go back through and look at every game and see. I just want to see what all this is happening. Because that was a little crazy. Can we look at stats by the conference or by the country? I'd rather, let's just go to NCAA stats, see where our guys were at. Yeah, we must have Taysom Hill. I'm sad he's a senior, though, because we didn't use him for what he should be used for. As you can see, Spencer Rattler led the country in yards. That's what's going to be in the, or maybe in quarterback rating. Yeah, quarterback rating is where he led the country. That's what South Carolina's in store for this next season. Conrad Hawley, I believe, was 17th overall in yards, and he really wasn't even close in touchdowns. But he's probably, look, number 2 in interceptions. Let's go, Conrad Hawley. I mean, at least we got top 3 in something, and it was interception. I bet you we even made the top 20 for both of our quarterbacks because Maurice Butler is probably down here somewhere. Yeah, let's go. We got some great guys for interceptions. They always throw them when we need them to. They really have confidence in the defense, and it shows through. And, all jokes aside, Conrad Hawley did come up when we needed to. Hopefully I don't get offered the South Carolina position again because I don't know if I can turn it down this time. It's very tempting, but Kansas just had their greatest year in recent history. We got to stick to the plan. Devin Neal, 22 touchdowns, and number 2 in the country for him. He didn't really have the yardage that everybody expected. Look at that. Whoa, Ryan Helinski lighting it up. 77 rushing attempts for 2 yards. Man, what a season for Ryan Helinski running the ball. Senior quarterback out of Northwestern. That's a great year for him. He runs it about as well as Colin Hill did for us. And Luke Grimm, top 10 receiving yards for receivers. We didn't really have anybody up there as far as volume for touchdowns. Yeah, a lot of these guys just have better seasons than our guys. And yeah, that hurts a little bit to see that we didn't get them in there. But, you know, what are you going to do? Sacks, we may have... Okay, we got Caleb Taylor in the top 10. 9 sacks total. Not too shabby. Should have another guy down here eventually. I think we had a guy with 6. Yeah, that was going to be Stephen Parker with 6 down there. Kicking-wise, we already know. I was about to say my game might have just crashed. That would be unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Kicking-wise, we ain't even going to be up there. So, that's all the statistics right there. And let's just go and let's reminisce on this schedule. What a year it was for the Jayhawks. Week 1, I don't know whose plan it was to schedule Arizona State as a ranked team, but it didn't work out for us. We lost 33 to 28. It was a tough game. As you can see, they finished 5-7 on the year. Man, we really should have won this one. Imagine if we did. That's a 9-4 season right there. Maurice Butler struggled, and I remember, let me know if you guys remember this first game. I was so optimistic for Maurice Butler. You know, he's a freshman coming in. He's never played a snap of college football in his career. And, I mean, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions isn't terrible. And it was against the top, I believe they were the 25th ranked team in the country. So they were right on the border there. But it just did not work out. And you'll see that in the later games. Devin Neal did have himself a game right here. 25 for 120 and 2 touchdowns. And who was it on the receiving end? Tristan Goley and Donnell Harris. One of his only catches and his only touchdown came in that first game of the year. Then we came in and we lost to an eventual top 15 team here in Missouri. 30 to 20. They finished 10-3 on the season. Connor Bazelak lit us up. I'd like to see our statistics. Can I do that? Yeah. This was really the game where I felt like, you know, maybe he wasn't the guy to go to. Oh, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He only had 245 yards, 68% completion percentage, and Devin Neal struggled in this one. And it was really kind of eye-opening. You know, we needed Devin Neal to go off if we wanted to compete. And he did, from what I can remember, he did go off a little bit in this next game. But Maurice Butler came back. He played all right in this win against Charlotte. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But Devin Neal, as you can see, 28, 123, and 3 touchdowns. He put up a hat trick. Man, what a game for Devin Neal right there. It really saved us this year, in my opinion. If we start out 0-3, I just feel like we don't have the confidence or the ability to come back and win all these games we needed to win. But, you know, Devin Neal came through when we needed it. He got us that one win when we needed it the most, and it really helped us going forward. SMU here we did take down. They finished 2-10. It was a little closer than I would have liked it to be. We finished, winning by 10, I believe that said. Conrad Hawley comes in for his first game after Maurice Butler's slow start. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception for Hawley on only 28 attempts. That's a great game, 300 yards. Wish we could have kept this efficiency for him all year long, but he won us games. What can I say? Houston, we won by 10 again in this one. Conrad Hawley, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So, he finished with 21 interceptions. So that means in the next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, he threw 20 interceptions total after such a great start. Then we come to Oklahoma, and I think this is really where Conrad Hawley, 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So that's 4 of the 20 interceptions right there in one game. That was a tough one to lose. Iowa State, we won on one of their down years, but Conrad Hawley did have 2 picks, 3 touchdowns though. Good game for him. Got us that win. Win against West Virginia. Last year we needed a win against them. We weren't able to quite get there, but this year we got it, and no interceptions for him this game. Very productive game. Devin Neal did have the game of his life today, or in this game. And then we took on Texas. I really thought we had a chance here. Ended up losing by, 51-15. Didn't even really have a shot at all. Conrad Hawley, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. I just felt so bad for that team out there. Come out, basically a must-win game against Oklahoma State, and we win it. We win it pretty handily by about 10. And 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions is a good ratio in my opinion. We lose to a team that we should have beat here in Texas Tech. And 3-3 for Conrad Hawley. Kansas State, we do win. And Conrad Hawley. So apparently the pass happened in this game. Apparently it happened in this game. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and check it when we're on this live stream. Because apparently it happened. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but apparently it did happen. Man, Stephen Parker threw... I just don't remember it. We'll have to go back and check. Maurice Butler did play a little bit in this game because if you don't remember, Conrad Hawley got hurt. Butler came in, struggled, and we still came out on top. It was a tough, hard-fought game. But then we come out here and we dominate Washington. Conrad Hawley finishes the year with 6 touchdowns in 1 game. Just a great performance from him and a great season overall. Career stats. I'm interested to see how many yards Conrad Hawley has already. So he's only up to 4,600. Last year must have been a little less than I remembered. Yeah. I forgot he only played like half the season last year because he got hurt. And he still wasn't efficient. 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. But Ben Easters, sorry dude, you may never play another snap for this team. But you'd probably be better than Maurice Butler if you do. And I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go into this as my controller dies. So I'm going to have to go grab the charging pack real quick. I'll be right back. What a time for it to die. And we are back. Just had to make the marathon all the way in there to get that. Hopefully it's not dead. This one shouldn't be dead. It should be charging. Yeah, so it's good. We will advance to the end of the season. I gotta sneeze. Goodness. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. As you can see, we are in a recruiting battle for a few of these guys. Oh, man, the 50 overall recruit locked us out. What are we going to do? I'm not quite sure how we're going to win without him. Don't even know if we were recruiting him, if I'm being honest. And contract extension. They want to offer it to me. We all talked it over and could not be more excited with what you have done here. Please stay for at least another contract. You already know this is the Jayhawks series. We're going to accept it. They want to extend me for 7 years all the way to real lifetime. I mean, I got to agree to it. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead. And I get an achievement. Let's do it again. Coaching carousel. Interested to see if there's any big jobs out there. Brian Harsin gets fired from Auburn. I wonder who they're going to take. They are going to take Rice's head coach. I did not see that coming. Rice just had themselves a top season. I believe they finished in the 13th ranked spot. Great hire for Auburn in my opinion. UCLA fired Chip Kelly finally, and they're going to take Jeff Scott from Clemson. Let's see who they take. They take Spence Nowinski from USF. Okay, I don't really know about that hire. USF did have themselves a good year, but I'm not 100% sure that they should have signed him. Anybody too crazy? Yeah, it looks like we're not. Let's just go ahead and go to the end of the coaching carousel. Looks like we're not going to have anything too crazy happen in this offseason. They didn't really have any too crazy openings. Let's see, field positions. Kansas, who did they hire? They hired me. What am I doing? I thought they were over here. I thought they were on the screen right here hiring someone from Michigan. I was like, what? They're hiring a new coach without asking me or telling me, even though I just re-signed? Looks like maybe Charlotte, the team we play every year, they got a new head coach from Baylor, it looks like. And nobody too big other than that. Just a few extensions. And yeah, coaching carousel was kind of boring this year. Not going to lie. Players leaving. This is where we're really going to get hit hard. Go ahead and predict how many receivers do you think we're losing? Because I know the number. It's a lot. We're losing a good bit of receivers from what I can recall. And it's going to be tough to get over this, but see if y'all can guess it right. Let's see. Players leaving. Advancing. Coaching changes, we just checked that out. Anything too crazy in the Big 12 is all I really care about. It looks like, yeah, we had a few coaches get fired. Baylor just completely fired everybody. I believe Tristan Gollily is a senior as well, so I think he's gone for sure. We've got a good bit of seniors. Like, almost all of our starters are receivers. That's all I'll say. Gollily might be a junior, but I think I'm pretty sure he's a senior. Kansas extends as my voice continues to go out from the game last night. And let's see, Graham Harrell, wasn't he a quarterback? I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was a quarterback at some point in like the AAF most recently. Maybe was he in that league? I can't remember. But he leaves for, where did he go to? It doesn't tell us. It just says he left for a new job. And do we have anybody? I want to see. Let's see. Is Nick Saban still around? It is Gus Malzahn. Okay, that's not for Arkansas. I was about to say. No way they just fired Nick Saban for Gus Malzahn. But let's go ahead and see. Let's see how many players we got. Trevor Cardell. Oh, man. Trevor Cardell. Just, I did not expect that to happen. Drafted in the 7th round. Man, I didn't expect Trevor Cardell to leave. That one really hurts. He still had a year left, too. Yeah, man. Luke Grimm does get drafted in round 3. All right, so let's go ahead and see. No quarterbacks leave, no running backs leave, no fullbacks. So here we are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 receivers leave. All of them were seniors. Well, 5 of them were seniors, and this guy, Derek Clark, is transferring out. Can we maybe convince him to stay? Nah. I think I'm gonna let that go. Man, that one really hurts. We could try to persuade him to stay. Should we try to convince him to stay, though? I feel like he could have a great season for us next year. But the real question is, what should I say he's going to win? Because I don't think we can guarantee a conference championship as much as I would like it. Definitely can't guarantee a national title next year. Maybe we could guarantee like a 3rd round pick, or we can't guarantee Heisman. Obviously, he's not winning the Heisman. He can't guarantee any of these awards. So maybe we just go with the promise he's gonna stay, or promise he will regret not getting his college degree. It looks like maybe he's gonna stay. Maybe he's gonna stay for us. And other than that, I think everybody else literally is, everybody else is a senior that they have to leave. So nothing we can do there. And I'm glad we got Trevor Cardell back, but that still doesn't fill the hole completely of our receiving core. We'll go ahead and look over at that in a little bit. Draft results, as we know, Luke Grimm, 3rd round. I mean, come on, Trevor Cardell, you go from a 7th round pick to maybe if you have a great year, we can get you up into the top 3. Anybody big get drafted? Alabama probably had a few guys drafted. Will Anderson, Henry To'oTo'o. He's on the team right now, I believe. Let's see if Spencer Rattler got drafted. It's really all I have my interest in. DJ might have got drafted. Yeah, DJ Uiagalelei gets drafted in the 1st round. Let's go down here. Florida get anybody drafted? They have a few guys drafted from defense. Travis Johnson. And Georgia should have a few guys drafted as well. Arik Gilbert, Jermaine Burton. Yeah, so some big names for them. I just want to see if Spencer Rattler got drafted. He did, 1st round. Interesting. Marvin Mims also gets drafted in the 1st round. Big season for them. Transfer requests, we don't bring anybody in. No surprise there. Transfer process in this game was, we'll say, a little lackluster. I said it backwards. That reminds me of when I always used to say "me guys" in every video. I know Mr. Graves will remember that. Yeah, Spencer Rattler was a 99. This roster was made before the season, so he was supposed to be the Heisman. So that, I mean, it makes sense that he's a 99, at least at that point in time. And we have 5 scholarships remaining, and I really just want to give all my points to some guys. Let's see. Okay, so let's see here. Eric Bell, I would love to bring in. I mean, we've got 11,500 points, so let's just start out with 2,000 each. That'll get us up to 10,000. And then we'll just do the leftovers to the guys that we really want. I mean, Jeremy Thomas would be massively big to improve this team. And in my opinion, we really don't need any of these guys to get better or be a competing team because of how well our class is already, or how good our class already is coming into this. But, you know, it's obviously good to have guys like this come in and take over for you. Joel Williams can come in and be big for this team. Anybody else down here that I'd like to go after? I'm only going to go after guys that I think will probably commit. Maybe we go for Joe Blanchard, or let's see. I mean, maybe we do. We'll do like 1,000 more to Eric Bell. Can we do 1,000 to everybody? I don't think we can. I think that would be 12,000. So we just have just barely not enough to do it all for everybody. Let's see here. Is Hawley the starter next year? I feel like he has to be. I would imagine he has to be, just because, I mean, we can't, after the year he had, yeah, he had some bad moments. I think that's really not much to do recruiting this year. We got a lot of guys to commit early in the season. As you'll see down here, we have a lot of commits already. And top classes, we're 17th right now. We have a big chance here to jump up. But let me know what you guys think about Conrad Hawley starting next year. I feel like he has to be the starter, in my opinion. You know, he didn't have a great season. And, it could have been better with the interceptions. 21 interceptions is not great, but Maurice Butler didn't do any better. I mean, really, if we're being honest, Maurice Butler did 10 times worse than Conrad Hawley. I don't really know how to describe how bad Maurice Butler played. Honestly, it just wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. I had such high hopes for him coming in, being a big recruit that we got last year, but it just didn't work out for him. I don't have any freshmen. Did we miss out on all of those guys? We did miss out on every single one of them. We got Joel Williams, but that's all right. That's okay. I don't have any freshman quarterbacks coming in. I do have a redshirt freshman, I believe, coming in. So, yeah, we missed out on a good bit of those good guys. Eric Bell goes to NC State. This guy didn't even commit anywhere. Jeremy Thomas, man, I think he was a receiver, too. He would have been a big get for us. He goes to Mississippi State. And Marcel Cox goes to Oklahoma State. That's all right. We got everybody we needed, in my opinion. Did that put us up anymore? Let's see. Did we move down? Dang, we jumped down. Just like that. Ah, man, we moved all the way down to 33rd. Ah, that sucks. Really, really bad. I wish we could have got one more of those guys. Man, that's a rough off-season right there. Didn't really have much else to do about that, though. I feel like we offered them plenty of points. It was just too close for comfort. We'll go over the roster, though, before we go into the season. Do we have athletes? We do have this guy, David Nichols. He would make a good quarterback. And is that really all he is? I mean, maybe a free safety. We'll have to look at the positions one by one and see. So, yeah, this is the guy I was talking about, Larry Johnson. He's a redshirt freshman quarterback coming in at a 74 overall. I doubt he sees any playing time. He's a scrambler, but he's not really that fast now that I look at him. Not fast at all. He's actually slower than Ben Easters, who, trust me, Ben Easters is slow. But Conrad Hawley, you know, we'll have to see how high he jumps up, because I don't know if he's going to make that leap. We do have a good bit of running backs graduating next year, so that's going to be a really big get for us if we can bring in another big-name running back, because Devin Neal's gone, Amari Pesek-Hickson's gone, and Daniel Hishaw Jr. is gone. And Devin Neal is really going to be the only one getting playing time out of all of them. And here we are. Our receiving core, if I'm being honest, not good. Sean Johnson, big-name receiver we brought in last year. I believe he was an athlete. Comes in, redshirt season, and, you know, he's got an opportunity here to be our best receiver. We have no experience whatsoever. Lawrence Arnold, let's see how many catches Lawrence Arnold has had through 3 seasons. He's had 8 total catches. 2 touchdowns, though, but 8 total catches. And he's our most seasoned veteran receiver. I mean, we brought in a few guys this offseason. A few guys I'm excited for. But man, Majik Rector is a junior as well. But he hasn't made a single stat yet. This is going to be a tough season. I did not realize how bad we were on receivers. Maybe I should have went out there and got another one. I mean, look at that. Brian Hart would be our 3rd best receiver. Man, that's not good at all. But let's see where we are at for free safety. I mean, we're good there and we're good there. I don't know. You almost feel like you have to put this guy at quarterback, because he's already going to be a junior. And it looks like maybe he's kind of fast, so maybe we use him at quarterback. What do you guys think we should put him at? It looks like he's got to be quarterback, because we don't need him at all at free safety. Make Maurice Butler receiver. Let's see how. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, he's a 63 overall receiver. I don't think that's going to crack the rotation. 67 overall running back would, but I just don't know. This guy is just not good enough at anything else. He's got to be a quarterback. That stinks. The team is not nearly as good as I thought they would be. But now we have another competitor in at quarterback, as Ben Easters and Conrad Hawley are twins, apparently. Just realized that. Didn't know we had a set of twins on the team. Tell me Larry Johnson doesn't have the same face. Okay, thank the Lord. I thought he was going to for a second there. Do we have anybody else on the team that looks the same as them? Come on, at least one person. Nobody there. Nobody there. There's got to be one more person on this team. that looks the same. Oh, we only have one left guard. And we have 3 right guards coming in as freshmen. Oh, Lord, our offensive line is going to be bad. What if you go to left guard for your senior season? And let's say you go to right guard. And I think I like that a little bit better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better to me, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, what were we looking? We were looking to see if anybody looks the same. Not anybody yet. That guy looks the same as Phil Holmes, our running back. Nobody there. I don't think that was the same face. Oh, there it is. We've got triplets on the team. Jonathan Brantley and Conrad Holly and Ben Easters are all the same. Did I just see another one? Okay, no, it just glitched. Okay, so we've got triplets. And we have... Is that it? Okay, we've only got triplets on the team. Alright. Keep the changes. Oh, man, that was a rough off-season. But let's hope training treats us right. This can be where we make or break this season. I need some of these guys to jump up big. Really big, because our receiving core is going to struggle if they don't. Training results. First off, Trevor Cardell, 94 overall. We'll get to that in a second. Maurice Butler goes up to an 86 to be our backup quarterback. I just don't know. 86 overall backup quarterback. 85 overall Conrad Hawley. Ben Easters goes up to 79, and Larry Johnson goes up to a 78. What do you guys... Should we even entertain the idea of Maurice Butler starting? I just don't know if we can do it. It feels like kind of a low blow to Conrad Hawley. Devin Neal, 92 overall now. Daniel Hishaw Jr. behind him is a 91. Amari Pesic-Hickson, 90. And Willie Allen, 79 overall running back, 97 speed, and 93 acceleration. Okay, maybe he can make some room on this team or make some noise on this team. Will Huggins is up to a 91 overall fullback. And unfortunately, nobody really jumped up like we needed them to. I feel like we really needed Sean Johnson or Lawrence Arnold to jump up a little bit more than that. That's all right. Trevor, why do I keep calling him Conrad Hawley? Trevor Cardell takes 94, a 6-point leap. Bryson Gay is 74, and Ryan Hart is a 71. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Hawley starting too, like I said. Can we see some of these guys jump up a little bit? Yeah, he goes up some. We're good at the center position. Right guard goes up a little bit. Corey Robinson there. Man, our offensive line, we are going to be stretched thin for the offensive line. Demarion Alexander is jumping up at that right end position. Keenan Caldwell in his final season jumps up 5. Krishan Brown's final season. Man, this is going to be the end of an era. A lot of guys we know and love on this team are going to be leaving, which is very bad to see. Jacoby Bryant, Donovan Gaines, Romello Dotson. We're almost to the point in this simulation or this dynasty that nobody's real anymore, which is crazy to see. But we still got Conrad Hawley chugging along, and Edwin White Schultz is there. Jason Gilliam is apparently a junior free safety that I didn't even know we had. And do we not have a kicker? Or did they just... Okay. I hope they just didn't show up because they're freshmen, but I swear I had a kicker and a punter. I swear I did. And we've got cut 8 players. Okay, we do have a kicker. Whew, that scared me. And we've got a punter. Okay. I was a little scared for a second there. Quarterbacks, no way we cut any of these guys. Too good. Running backs, I mean, do you cut these guys since they're seniors? I don't want to cut the freshmen or the sophomores because, as we all saw, Willie Allen is a 97 speed and a 93 acceleration. I feel like he could be the best running back we've ever had. So I feel like maybe we have to cut Daniel Hishaw Jr. or Amari Pesic-Hickson. Fullback, we can't cut either of them. Receiving core, I don't know if we should cut Anthony Stallings. Tight end, we don't have enough to cut. Left guard, we got to keep some depth there. Right guard, we got to keep that depth. So it's going to have to come from defense. I mean, Wesley Banks maybe. Since we'll cut Wesley Banks there. Right end, who do I like more out of these two guys? Mike Darby and Michael Reese. 6'1", 6'2". Slightly bigger here for Mike Darby. He's slightly faster, the same strength. I feel like Darby's got to go. Sorry, man. I know it's a tough one to see or hear. This guy's 64 overall. Honestly, he could go anyways. Middle linebacker. I feel bad because we just recruited this guy. But we've got to cut him, in my opinion. We'll keep going. We'll keep going down here. See if any of these guys can be cut. It doesn't look like we'll be able to cut any of them. A junior down here, Josh Singleton, who we brought in. Maybe he gets cut. We'll cut the 64 overall for sure. Got 4 more to cut. You can go your 64. Safety, we got 3 more to cut. Strong safety. Feel like we kind of need that depth there. What do you guys think? Do we cut one of these senior running backs? I know it's not realistic at all, but I feel like we've got to open up some space on this team. Or do we keep... I mean, we can't cut Phil Holmes because we're not going to have any running backs next year. I don't know. Maybe Anthony Stallings because he's slow? I guess Stallings could be one of those guys. So now we got to cut 2 more. Man. Still got to cut down 2 more guys. I just don't know who to cut. I almost feel like we've got to cut a quarterback. One of these guys has to go. You can't have 5 quarterbacks on your roster. Ben Easters, maybe? I mean, he's a junior from Indiana, which we only have 1 player from Indiana, which is him, so it's not a pipeline. I mean, I just can't cut Larry Johnson. He's a freshman. Maybe we cut Ben Easters. He doesn't have the speed. I don't think he's going to touch the field. And as much as I'd love to keep him around, you just can't have 5 quarterbacks. Yeah, it looks like Easters is the guy we're going to cut there. And now we got to cut 1 more still. Do we cut one of these? Another veteran on the team. Maybe we'll just say that they're transferring somewhere. Amari Pesic-Hickson. Slightly slower. Just a little bit stronger. Maybe we just go with Daniel Hishaw. And just hope for the best. He's got a little bit better ball carrier vision. What is the catching? It's a slightly worse catcher, though. But not to the point where it'll hurt. I mean... man. I think if we cut, we lose the pipeline with these states, too. So I feel like we can't cut one of those guys. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Amari's from Kansas. I don't know. Don't know. Is there someone else on defense that we can cut? Because all of those guys are going to be graduating anyways. I don't want to cut the triplet. Jonathan Brantley, I feel like he could be good. 69 overall already. How many corners do we have? Let's see. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but 3 of those guys are going to be graduating, so we really only got 4 going into next season, as I just have a box collapse on my legs. That works too. And hard sleeves, for whatever reason, fall on me. Ah, man. This has been a laid-back off-season until we got to this point. Nobody we can cut here. And, I just don't think we can cut anybody here, so maybe it's got to be a running back. Daniel Hishaw or Amari Pesic-Hickson, which in my opinion, it looks like it can't be either of them because they're both from Kansas. One's from Kansas, one's from Oklahoma. We need those as pipelines. I think you have to have 9 players to have a pipeline. We'll check that out real quick if you can look at that. Can you look at that? I'm not sure if you can. I guess you can't look at that during the off season. We need one more guy cut. Let's go lowest overall. Right guard. Do we have a backup right guard? Maybe we can recruit one. We recruit one. I cut him. That might not have been the best decision, but I did. I couldn't bring myself to cut either of those guys. They've been on this team the whole series. Let them graduate. Well, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with them or without them next year. Just let them graduate. End their college careers off on a positive note, as we are going into what should be one of the final stages of the off season. Technically, we'll still do the schedule and everything like that as we get into the what's it called, the preseason, I believe is what it's called. But that was stressful. I have the ability to reset my skill tree. I don't think I'm going to do that game. We don't want to mess with anything here. We did a little bit last year. Straight into the preseason. What do you guys think about that offseason? Probably not as good as last year's, in my opinion. We finished around the same area. I think we had the 34th ranked recruiting classes last year. Now we're 33rd. So maybe we'll improve a little bit. One spot is one spot at the end of the day. But how would you guys rank it? I don't know where I'd rank it compared to my first 2 off seasons. Obviously, that first year, we were really, really struggling. Am I going to do a Packers schedule reaction? I might do one. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I never know what to do with the Packers, honestly. Let's go down here and see if we have any guys to redshirt. Don't really think we have anybody we can redshirt. This guy could come in and redshirt for us. I don't think it really makes a difference if he does or not. Maybe we redshirt him just so we don't have all seniors next year, but we can always use him. Yeah, last year's, I feel like I kind of let my gas off, or my foot off the gas in the recruiting, because I think we had those guys in the bag and I really should have been able to get them, but for whatever reason it just didn't go our way. And if we get those guys, we're talking about an entirely different story. Thankfully we got one of them, but at the end of the day you would have liked to get more than one. We'll redshirt both of you guys just so you're not playing. Not wasting a year of eligibility, I should say. We can't redshirt any of you guys. And we'll redshirt you for now. Redshirt Jonathan Brantley for now. That's a good one to redshirt. You're not going to be playing for now. We'll redshirt you. I usually just like to redshirt everybody that's not going to be playing for the year. Like Joel Williams isn't going to see the field. We'll redshirt him. Kyle Thompson isn't going to see the field, so we'll redshirt him. These guys we can't redshirt, obviously. There are only people there. Depth chart is set to have Maurice Butler start. I'm going to go ahead and move that over to Conrad Hawley. Larry Johnson is right there with David Nichols behind him as the redshirt quarterback. Devin Neal starting running back with Daniel Hishaw Jr. and Amari Pesic-Hickson behind him. Receivers, let's see who they've got starting. Sean Johnson, Lawrence Arnold, and Donnell Harris. Majik Rector is there. Lauren Bullock and Ryan Hart. Do we not have another receiver? This guy is redshirted, but I swear we could have had... Okay, so maybe we don't have enough to fill out that, but that's all right. Trevor Cardell, obviously, coming back for his senior year is probably the biggest get of the offseason. Then we have Bryson Gate and Ryan Hart. All these guys starting at the offensive line. Nothing too crazy there. Caleb Taylor back for his final year. Damarian Alexander and Patrick White. Keenan Caldwell returns with Zach Flynn behind him. Krishan Brown and Alonzo Person. Cornell Wheeler, who is an All-American, and Alonzo Person at that middle linebacker position. Do we not have another middle linebacker? Nate Smith, why aren't you playing up there, boy? Yeah, we need you up there. Right outside linebacker, you've got Trey Staley and Alonzo Person. He's apparently playing 3 positions at once. Jacoby Bryant, Donovan Gaines, Romello Dotson, Cameron Dabney, and Javonte Wilson. John Quay Lewis, Romello Dotson, and Cameron Dabney for whatever reason. And even though we have O.J. Burrows. And then they like to do this. Jason Gilliam is going to go in there. Deontay Vincent and Chad Collins rounding out the kicker and the punting positions. Actually, I need to do something real quick. I want Willie Allen returning kicks for us because that speed is too good not to use. Let's see. Where's he at? Willie Allen, 97 speed and 93 acceleration. Come on, he can return kicks, and if I'm being honest, he can return punts. I don't want our best players returning kicks at all, and that's all I'm going to say about that. As we now get into the last little bit of agenda here for this off-season live stream. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit more as we go through this thing. And they do already have Charlotte on here. They got a really weak, and I mean weak, schedule for us in this first few weeks. I think we'll go, let's see, is Charlotte open for this first week? Obviously not, because we can't play them twice. So what if we swap this out real quick? And please be on here. Please be on here. They are not. So what about week 2? They better be on here for week 2 at least. They're not. What about week 3? There we go. Charlotte is on there for week 3. And we'll play somebody in week 1. Let's see. Should we take on Alabama week 1? Welcome to the live stream. Whoever just jumped in here. We're honestly getting close to wrapping it up. It was a fairly productive one. Not as good as last season's off season, but you know, fairly productive. We are just trying to get a schedule here. I mean, we could take on a big top team as my odd accent comes out, or we could take on another, you know, middle of the road team. Mississippi State, Penn State is there as an option. The box falls on my leg again. Maybe I should just get rid of this box at this point. Oh my goodness. There we go. Move the box out of the way. Who do you guys think we should take on? Should I take on South Carolina? See what I can do against the Gamecocks? Even though they're not good in this reality. Tennessee, 17th ranked. I would say maybe Penn State would be an interesting option, or Notre Dame is there as well. Mississippi State would be okay. Maybe Michigan would be interesting. Ohio State. It would make more sense if we took on a Big Ten team rather than a SEC team. Last year it was Pac-12. So I don't know if we should take on another Pac-12. Who do you guys think we should take on in that first game of the year? I wanted to be a ranked opponent. Obviously we've got Alabama. You've got LSU, Miami, Michigan, Mississippi State, Notre Dame. I'm kind of thinking maybe Notre Dame. Ohio State, Penn State, Tennessee. And then that looks like it's it for the ranked teams. I'll let you guys look into that a little bit, see who you guys think we should take on. And we have a bye week way down there. I don't want to play Army, honestly. Well, let's see. What's another team that we haven't played this year that we really need to play? Missouri. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys at, Missouri? You here in week 2? Yeah, Missouri's there in week 2. We got to take on Missouri. That is a rivalry game right there. But they are not here in week 3. What about if they're here in week 3? Okay, we take on Missouri. Then we take on Charlotte here. Week 1. Alright, so I got Alabama or Ohio State. Let's go. Let's see how many times they've played each other in the history. I'm going to guess they've only played a few times. Let's see. Of course, it doesn't want to tell us immediately. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. Alabama or Ohio State? Ohio State is slightly worse, and by slightly, I mean just very slightly. Number 3 or number 2? We will go with Alabama. Let's go Alabama. I mean, if you're going to lose, do it against the number 2 ranked team in the country. So we'll go Alabama. We'll have a bye week. We'll play Missouri, Charlotte, Baylor, open up the conference play, and then, you know, the rest of the season is conference games anyways, so there's nothing we can do about that. So right now we have, 1, 2, 3, 4 ranked teams on our schedule. And I forgot to check if we're actually ranked right now. So yeah, we are top 20 in rankings. That's a little surprising. I hadn't seen that we were that high up. But I'm not going to do the recruiting today because I kind of want to do something a little different this year. I've seen a couple of other people do it in, across other series, and you'll see more about it in the video. But this is where we're going to wrap up our live stream. I do want to explain to you guys, they've never played Bama or OSU. So this will be the first time. Maybe we take on OSU next year, and we'll be a little bit better. But my new idea for this season, before I skip to setting up the recruiting board, obviously, because once you go into that, you can't create prospects, is I'm going to post a video about it maybe tomorrow, just explaining some new ideas I have for this channel for this series. But I really want to get you guys more involved, and I figured what better way to do it than letting you guys create a prospect. So I'll give you guys, either I'll set up like a Google form, or you just do it in the comments down there. You send a name, you leave a name, position, you know, what overall / star would you want him to be, and yeah, that way I can get you guys involved. We can know who's coming into these classes, and I think that'd be a really exciting way to get you guys involved into this series, and a little bit more interested into the recruiting side of things, because as always, we want to bring in the recruits that we know, obviously. But yeah, I'll post a video about that tomorrow. Hopefully I can get that out. And I'm just talking about everything I've got planned and setting up for a future in this channel. Yeah, that's really all I've got for this off-season live stream. I think it might have been just slightly longer than the last few because I did a lot of talking there at the beginning. Really excited to get into this season. Let me know what you guys are excited for in this one. Before we get out of here, I'll let you predict your record for next year. We're going into the season ranked 20th. I think we can hit 9 or 10 wins. I really do. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, but I think we can get 9 or 10 wins. What do you guys think we'll hit next year? hopefully 9 or 10. That would be my best case scenario. And but more than that is just icing on the cake, in my opinion. Because, you know, you don't expect to get that many wins after just a few years in Kansas. And we've slowly but surely built it up. And hopefully 9 or 10 wins can be the mark for this season. 9 at the least. That's really what I'm going for. But yeah, that's where we're going to end this live stream. Thank you for everybody that joined me. I had so much fun with this one. Thank you guys for interacting, especially Mr. Graves. As you can see, he dominates the chat. Maybe I should get him in as a moderator or something over there for the top live chat over there. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this live stream. I'll see you guys in a few days for the Kansas Jayhawks first episode. Might be a little later than usual just because of what I told you guys. I'll leave some time for you guys to comment on that video. Tell me what you think about the ideas. And yeah. Yeah, woohoo. You get to be the moderator. But thank you guys for joining me on this one. And I'll see you next time. Next stream, join me again. See you on the next episode, guys. Peace.